Hello everyone, thank you all for joining me this evening. For those of you who may not know me, I am the Garden Goddess, and this is the energy forecast for January. It's going to be a short one. I didn't get a lot of downloads, but I wanted to pop in and say Happy New Year's to you all. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share space with you all. And it was never my intention to be gone for so long. November was my birthday month and plenty of family members' birthdays month. I also was still recovering from being sick in November. And I also began finals week at the end of November and throughout the half of the month of December as I'm still in school. So it was just a busy couple months and I hated being away, but I'm happy to be back. And so I had just a few downloads for the month of January, and I'm very happy to share them with you all. And so if you are open to hearing my downloads, take a deep breath in, tune into the container, and I will see you all inside. All right, so let's jump right on in, right? So the visual that I was getting for January actually was a group of football players preparing for their game, and they're in their tunnel right before the game begins with their helmets on, with their uniforms on, getting kind of hype, and they're preparing to enter in on the field and begin the game. And there's this array of different emotions. There's anticipation, there's a lot of excitement, there is a little bit of nervousness, there's some anxiety. For some, they need to get a little angry in order to get hype. You know, they need to know that their opponent is like their enemy in order to be able to stir up the aggression, to garner the movement to be able to win a game. For some people, there's a little bit of fear, and that sounds about right about the collective energy. That's pretty much the collective energy for the new year. For the new year, right? For those of you that believe in the energetic new year, that begins in April, right during spring. So there's this collective energy of anticipation, getting ready to begin whatever goals they have, whatever ideologies that they want to start, and these new chapters, these new energetic chapters that everyone wants to begin. It seems like everyone wants to hit the ground running, right? But the message that seems to be coming through is get your head in the game. I just shared that these football players are getting ready for the game, but they haven't gotten on the field yet. And that is us. We haven't started the game yet. We haven't quite entered into this next energetic chapter that we're supposed to be beginning quite soon. And so now is the time to get refined. Now is the time to fine-tune these habits. Now is the time to take stock and really ask ourselves, are we ready? Have we done the right preparation? And if we haven't, have we really worked on these habits? Have we cleaned ourselves up? Have we taken stock of what we have around us and really cleaned up our area, cleaned up our side of the street, cleaned out our closet, cleaned up the dust in our rooms, right? Cleaned up our habits. And if we haven't, now is the time to get your head in the game. Now is the time to do that work, or at least start it. And it's not about utilizing this new year to hit the ground running and start your goals. That's not what this is about. It's about planting your seeds for the future. And it doesn't have to be through aggressive manners, which is how I describe some players need to do. They need to get aggressive in order to move that energy. You don't have to do that. Some people do it through putting a whole bunch of goals on their list. Give me 1 second. Some people do that through putting a whole bunch of goals on their list. But for you, you can take your time. You can just take stock and just set an intention. And that is enough for this month. You can write lists down of like what worked for you last year and what didn't work. And that's enough. You don't have to do too much in January other than get focused, right? I'm currently in a spiritual school right now, and one of our workings that we're in is a huge focus on concentration, and it's really made me slow down my life and figure out like what is important for me. It's really required me to take stock, and the practice of concentration, I realize, is the foundation of so many different things, so many different practices, and so many different daily habits that we all have. And so I encourage you to slow down and figure out where has your intention and where has your attention been this past year and these past few months. Have you been doom scrolling? Have you been focused on reality TV? Have you been focused on other people rather than your own self-development? And if you have, now is the time to pivot through small incremental steps. And in doing so, that makes all the difference in what your new year could bring for you. Get your head in the game. Get clear on what your mission is, what your purpose is, not just for this year, but what you want for your life, the trajectory of your life. This year is important not because it's just a new year. It's important because it's a new energetic chapter for us as a collective conscious. And how you start your energetic collective year could change the trajectory of your life for the next 10 years, if you will it, if you wish it, and if it's in alignment with your destiny. And so, because the game hasn't begun, because you're not quite on the field yet, now is the time to prepare. Now is the time to refine or pivot if you need to, and do some last minute cleaning up. And that's what I'll be doing as well. And so I am taking my time in the month of January to not only take stock, but to acknowledge even my array of emotions that I'm feeling for the new year that's coming, and what's happening in the collective state in our country, in the other countries that are surrounding us. There's levels of excitement that I have. There is levels of fear that I often have as well. And also hope for a better way of living and being, and a wish that we were kinder to each other. You know, those are my thoughts. And then I've planted my own seeds that I wish for myself. And taking that stock, taking those moments of reflection, taking time to just slow down and embrace those feelings, embracing those thoughts, writing them down, journaling. That's all you need to do for the month of January. Because in releasing those things, you get clear on who you are, currently, clear on where you want to go, clear on what needs to be cleaned up, and clear on what your mission is. And so that was the divine downloads, the overall downloads for the month of January. I didn't feel called to bring out the greenhouse board, the bone board, but I will bring it out in February probably. And so I have a lot of things planned for January. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. And so I will be back with my videos now. So thank you for your patience. And so please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye now.